Hi, fourth grade. Today we're going to be practicing estimating with division. So before we get into the busy long division, we're going to practice using the skill of estimating. And this is going to help you in the future to be able to check your answers and make sure that you have a reasonable answer. So it's always important to know how to estimate. Okay. So just a quick review. When you're looking at a division problem, I call this our little house, right? And the whole number that you're dividing or breaking apart is called the dividend, and the dividend goes inside the house. The number of groups that you're breaking it into is called the divisor. Okay, so the divisor goes outside of the house, and then we're going to put our answer up here at the top, and this is called the quotient. Okay, and when we're putting our answer up in the quotient, we want to make sure that we're paying attention to place value. So for the number 83, this is the tens place, and this is the ones place. Okay, so for the when we divide, you're going to ask yourself, well, first, sorry, let me go back a step. When you divide, differently than a lot of our math problems that we do, rather than starting in the smallest place value, you start in the greatest place value. So in this case, 83, we're going to start in the tens place. And what you're going to try to do is you're going to break apart the number of tens that you have into 4 equal groups, okay? And so you're going to ask yourself, how many times can 4 go into 8? Or what is 8 divided by 4? Okay? So in your head, you should be thinking, well, I know 4 times 1 equals 4. And I know 4 times 2 equals 8. And 4 times 3 equals 12. Well, that's too much. 4 times 3 equals 12. We don't have 12 right here, okay? So we know that 4 cannot go into 8 3 times. And 4 times 1, yeah, 4 can go into 8 once, but that's not enough, okay? So in your head, you're saying, oh, I know that 4 times 2 is 8, so I'm going to write my 2 right here, okay? 2 times 4 is 8. And since we're estimating, you're just going to stop right there, and you're going to put a 0 in the ones place. And you're going to tell yourself, okay, well, I know that 4 can go into 83 about 20 times. Or if you were checking your answer, you would think to yourself, oh, well, I know that 4 times 20 is 80. So this is really close, right? This is a good estimate because 80 is very close to 83. So I've estimated correctly. 83 divided by 4 is about 20. Let's go ahead and look at another problem. Okay, this is 28 divided by 6. So again, we always start in the greatest place value. And so in this case, again, it's the tens place, and we have a 2. And so you're asking yourself, okay, well, what's 2 divided by 6? Or how many times can 6 go into 2? And in your head, you should be thinking, oh, 6 can't go into 2. 2 is smaller than 6, so I cannot divide 2 by 6. So in that case, what you're going to do is you're going to put an X in that place value, okay? And that tells you, okay, I cannot break 2 tens into 6 equal groups. So now I need to look at both the tens and the ones place together. So now you're going to ask yourself, okay, well, what's 28 divided by 6? Or how many times can 6 go into 28? And if you know your fast facts, you know that no number times 6 equals 28. But we need to figure out the biggest number that is close to that. So how many times can 6 go into 28? So then you should be thinking about your fast facts over here on the side and thinking, okay, well, I could put a 2 here. 6 times 2 is 12. That seems too small. That's not enough, okay? I know that 6 times 3 is 18. Again, that seems really far away from 28, so that's not enough, okay? 6 times 4 is 24. That's really close to 28. Okay, that could be a good one. And 6 times 5 is 30. That's too much. We don't have 30 to break apart here. We only have 28. Okay, so we're going to put our answer 4, and you're done. That's your estimate. 28 divided by 6 is about 4, because 6 times 4 is 24. And that's really close to 28. We don't have to worry about a remainder yet. We're just estimating. So 28 divided by 6 is about 4. All right, let's go ahead and look at a bigger problem. So we're still doing some estimating here. Okay, so our number is 2,437 divided by 7. So we're trying to break 2,437 into 7 equal groups, okay? So again, the first step, you start with the largest place value. In this case, it's the thousands place. And you're going to ask yourself, what's 2 divided by 7? And in your head, you should be thinking, oh, that's impossible. I can't do 2 divided by 7 because 7 is greater than 2. I can't break 2 apart into 7 groups. So now that tells you you need to look at both of these first 2 digits. And we're going to call this 24. Okay. Can 7 go into 24? Yeah, definitely. 24 is greater than 7. So now you should be thinking in your head, okay, what's the closest I can get to 24? And so we're thinking about our fast facts. Okay, well, 7 times 2 is 14. That's pretty close to 24, but it seems kind of small. Then ask yourself, okay, how about 7 times 3? 7 times 3 is 21. That's pretty close. A little bit less, but close. And then 7 times 4 is 28. Well, I don't have 28. I only have 24. So we know that 7 can go into 24 only 3 times. And you know what? I forgot to put my X here, reminding myself that 7 cannot go into 2. So always put that there as a placeholder so you don't get your place value confused, okay? So 7 times 3 is 21. So we put our 3 up here, and then for the last, however many numbers you have left, however many place values you have left, you're going to put a 0, okay? So 7 goes into 2,437 about 300 times. And I can check that because I know that 7 times 3 equals 21. So 7 times 300, I'm going to add my 2 zeros here and add my 2 zeros here. 7 times 300 is 2,100. So my estimate is really close. So I know that it's a good estimate. All right, let's go ahead and look at one more example problem so that you have lots to reference while you're doing your homework, okay? So again, we're going to start with this closest place value 1, and you're going to ask yourself, okay, can I do 1 divided by 3? No, it's impossible, okay? So you put your X there as a placeholder. Now you're going to look at the first 2 numbers, and you're going to try again. You're going to ask yourself, oh, can I do 17 divided by 3? Well, yeah, 17 is greater than 3, so you can definitely break it into 3 groups. Not necessarily 3 equal groups, but you can break it into 3 groups. So now you're going to ask yourself, okay, I want to get as close to 17 as possible. So I need to think of my times tables and a number that's going to get me close to 17. So over here you're thinking about your fast facts and you think, okay, well 3 times 3 is 9. That's kind of far away from 17. That's not good enough. Okay, that's too small. 3 times 4 is 12. Getting closer, but I still think I could get closer, right? 3 times 5 is 15. 15 is really close to 17, and it's not too big. 3 times 6 is 18. That's too much. We don't have 18. We only have 17. So that tells me that the closest I can get to 17 is 3 times 5, which is 15. So I go ahead and I put my 5 right here. And then for these other 2 places, all I have to do is put zeros. So I'm going to answer my question. 1,729 divided by 3 is about 500. Okay, and I can check because 3 times 500, I think to myself, okay, well, I know that 3 times 5 is 15. So I'm going to add my 2 extra zeros. 1,500 is pretty close to 1,729. So it's a good estimate. Okay? All right, good luck, 4th grade. Good job.